Hello students. In last class we have discussed the finished the NumPy array and NumPy array revision, and before that we have finished the pandas data structure series and data frame revision. Now we are moving towards the our next topic or chapter. Like chapter 1 we have finished, chapter 2 we have finished, the revision of that chapters we have finished. In the revision classes, as you know, we are not covering the code execution part in some Python editor. We are just exploring it through pen paper mode, so that it will finish very quickly. Okay. So today we are going to start the chapter number 3, data visualization using PyPlot. It is a very important chapter, and in this chapter we will discuss the what is data visualization. We will see some kind of graphs like line graph. We will discuss the scatter graph, and then bar graph, histogram, box plot, etc. etc. things we will discuss. We will discuss the properties of these things also. In this chapter, generally the question will be asked, the data will be given, and you will be asked to draw the code to draw a bar chart or line chart or scatter chart, and then they will ask, we need to add this title, you need to add the x-axis label, y-axis label, x sticks, y sticks, all those stuff will be asked in this chapter. Or another type of question may be asked, like the graph will be given, and you will be supposed to write the code for that graph, and some fill up type question may also be possible, like fill in the blank. The graph will be given and some portion of the Python program will be filled up, and some portion is blank and you are supposed to fill that blanks. So such type of questions may be generally asked in this chapter. So let me start uh, for further discussion. Okay. So now we will first look at the definition of data visualization. Data visualization is a basically technique to represent the graphic or tabular data into some pictorial and graphical format. Let's suppose we have a data in table. Let's suppose the population of India or any city. Let's suppose India. Let's suppose the population of India in 2010 was 121 crore, and let's suppose 2020 it is, let's suppose, 132 crore, and let's suppose in 2025 2030 it is, let's suppose, 150 crore. Let's suppose the data is given in this tabular format, and if you want to draw a simple line chart showing the year at the x-axis and the population at the y-axis. So let's suppose in the year 2010 and in the year 2020, in the year 2030 I am supposing, we have the population called, let's suppose this is 100 crore, this is 150, let's suppose this is 125 crore, and let's suppose that is 130 crore, 150 crore. So let's suppose this is a graph, and in 2010 how much it is, it was, let's suppose it was 121, so it will start from here. In 2020 it was, let's suppose, 132, it would be something here, 130 it is, let's do like this. So this graph will be look like this way. So this is the basically representation in tabular form, and this is representation in graphical format. So the techniques that we use to convert this tabular format data or simple data into the pictorial or graphical format, this is known as data visualization. What it helps the stakeholders to analyze the data very easily, and it makes the decision makers to analyze the data visually and make the correct decisions. So what is the benefits? One or two mark question may be asked in this topic. What is data visualization? How it is beneficial? it simplifies the complex quantitative information. Let's suppose we have the 50 last 500 years data and of the population, and we want to pictorize. It will be easy to pictorize in a one page, but we not it not possible to draw all the data of 500 years in a single page. Okay, it helps to analyze and explore the big data easily. It identifies the area that need attention or improvement. Let's suppose this is the graph that is showing the increment in the population. Then we are identifying that in this particular set of years the population is increasing. So we need to make the policies in such a way that we need to frame policies such a way that we need to control the population. So this way it helps to analyze or need the attention and improvement into some business areas. Relationship between data points and variables, it will find the relationship between the year wise live population. So this is the relationship between the data. Okay, show the relationship between the data. Now we will see another concept. It explores the new hidden port patterns in the data. Let's suppose this graph, if we see the table data, we need not always that see that there is some up and downs in the population, but if we draw it pictorially in a line graph, then we can easily see that how in which year the population just increase and which year the population goes down. So this way it reveals the hidden patterns in the data. Okay, so let me move ahead. Okay, now we will see the library that is basically used to draw the bar graphs, pie chart, line graph, scatter graph into the Python is the matplotlib library. Okay, so like we have discussed the NumPy libraries, pandas libraries in previous classes. Similarly, there is another library that is matplotlib, which is basically used to which is basically contains the some many interfaces or functionalities for drawing the 2D graphics. Similarly, the MATLAB software. Okay, let's suppose you want to draw this line graph, then there will be a plot function in this library available. Okay, if you want to draw a scatter graph, there is a function called scatter. We will see the syntax of all those functions when we discuss the other things. So this way you can use this library. So matplotlib library needs to be installed on your computer before you use before you can draw this graphics. Okay, so how can we install this library? As we have done for NumPy and pandas, we need to just use the pip install matplotlib to install the matplotlib library. And if in the matplotlib library, basically for drawing the purpose of 2D graphics, we use the pyplot module of this library. So there is a bigger library that is matplotlib. Matplotlib is a bigger library. Okay, is a set of Python code, and there is another library inside this matplotlib, that is pyplot. So pyplot is basically part of matplotlib library, not the separate library. Okay, keep this in mind. Pyplot is a collection of methods which matplotlib allows user to construct 2D plots easily and interactively. Okay, so we have seen matplotlib library is a part of pyplot is a part of matplotlib library. We can show this through this Venn diagram also. So pyplot is a collection of methods. Pyplot actually contains these methods, plot and scatter and all those methods basically contained by the pyplot library, pyplot module of the matplotlib library to construct the 2D plots like this. So how can we use this? Like we have done in the pandas and NumPy, we have to first import and then write the matplotlib dot pyplot. Keep this in mind, dot pyplot you need to write, because pyplot is a part of this matplotlib library. You should not write like this, import matplotlib as plt, it will be wrong. You need to write matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Now you can use this plt name to access the any method of this uh, pyplot library. Okay, like scatter graph and all those. So I hope this is clear. So importantly, the question may be asked like which command basically used to install the matplotlib live, 1 mark question, or might be you might be asked like how can we import the pyplot into our program, 1 mark question may also be asked like this. So let me move ahead now. Okay. Now there is a basically simple convention to draw a graphics through Matplotlib library. You need to first import the required library, then you need to define the required data set, like what data you want to draw in this actually uh, plot or graph. You need to define it. Then you need to set the parameters like title of this graph, like this first plot is the title of this particular graph. Then we need to send the legend is basically shown here on the top right corner, that what this data graph is showing. And then colors of this graph, like this is green color graph. And then labels means that what is the label of the x-axis, like range, and y-axis label is like numbers. So these are the labels. Then data set values for drawing, like on 0 we have the 0.7 value of the numbers. If we have the range 1, then we have the number like 0.5, and so on. What we need to draw, we need to pass as a data value. Then you will use the plot method to plot this, and finally you need to write the show method to show this graph. This is the grid actually. In the background you are seeing the square boxes. These are the square boxes. These are known as the grids. Actually we say these as a grid in technical term. Okay, let me move ahead. Now we will see the different types of charts available. We can draw through this matplotlib library. So first chart is line chart. Line chart, you all know that it is very simple to represent. Like on Monday we have some value, let's suppose 6. Tuesday we have, let's suppose 5. Wednesday we have suppose 6, and so on. Actually line graph, we draw the like line graph is basically drawn for like this. Let's suppose there is a let's suppose there is a number a, 1 2 3, and there is a square of each number. Square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9. If you want to draw the line chart, what we need to do, we need to have the x-axis and y-axis, and then you can easily draw 1 2 3 on the x-axis, and we have, let's suppose 2 1 we have here, 4, let's suppose 6, let's suppose 8, something like this. Now on what is the square of 1? 1 of the square is 1. What is the square of 2? 2 is the square is 4, so it will be marked here. What is 3? 3 is the square is 9, so it will be marked here. So something this the line chart will be drawn. Okay, so line chart we know to connect the dots like this, when we have the value of the x and value of the y, it will show the relationship between those x and y values through a graph, that is line chart. Then we have the bar chart. Bar chart is basically used to show the data category wise. Let's suppose Delhi's population, let's suppose this is the population of Delhi, let's suppose this is the population of Jaipur. Okay, so this way you can represent the your category wise data through this bar graph. Okay, next we have the scatter plot. Scatter plot basically show the relationship between the two data sets. It is basically represented like these dots, multiple dots of different colors, shows the data trends. what is the trends in the data. Okay, so we will see how can we draw these three plots using Python matplotlib library in the subsequent slides. So let me move ahead. Okay, first we will see the line chart. Line chart is basically used to draw a line chart or line graph is a type of chart which display the information as a series of data points called the markers connected by the straight line segment. As we know that what is the syntax of this method. The method which we use for drawing the line chart is plot method. Plot method is basically used to draw the line chart. Okay, so first of all we need to import the matplotlib library as we have seen in our previous slide also. Before writing down any line, you need to write this line. Then you need to define the data set. Let's suppose we have a list of values 1 to 4. Then we have the list of another values that is contained in the b variable. Let's suppose a star 2 is represented by b. The list doesn't support the vectorized operation, so keep this in mind. This will not work, but the relationship that is shown by this variable is b equals to 2a. So because whatever value we see in the b is double of the a, 1 cross 2, 2 cross 2, 3 cross 2, 4 cross 2, such like that. We want to draw a graph of b equals to a from this code. So a variable contains 1 2 3 4, b variable contains 2 4 6 8. Now we want to draw a line chart. Then you will write like this: pl, this pl dot plot method. This is the syntax of plot method. Data set 1, what is the data set 1 here? A. Data set 2, what is the data set here? B. By default the color of the line will be red. If you want different color, then you can use the color attribute. Color equals to, let's suppose you want to draw in green color, then you will write color equals to G. We will see how can we change the color in the subsequent slide. For now, just remember this. So how this graph is drawn, and if you will write this and write the another line plt dot show, and it will draw a graph like this shown on the screen like this. So what is 1 for 1 we have the by default the markers are not displayed here, right? So keep this in mind. By default the markers will not be displayed. For 1 we have the 2, with 2 value we have the 4, so somewhere here it will be, the marker will be here. For the value 3 we have the marker like 6 somewhere here. Then we have the 4 we have the marker like somewhere here. So by default the markers would be hidden, only straight line will be displayed. If you want to show the marker, we will see the way how can we show the marker also. So this is basically to draw a line chart, you can use this plot function. Keep this in mind. Okay, now we will see another example. Let's suppose there was a cricket match and there was an overs like first over, second over, third over, fourth over, fifth over, 5 overs, and the run scored in first over was 13. In the second over we have scored 4, let's suppose. Third over we have scored 16, fourth over we have scored 5, and fifth over we have scored 7. We want to display this through the plot. Then we can use what we need to import. We have created over variable, list of over, run variable, list of runs. Then we want to display the x-axis label as overs. Then what we will use plt.xlabel method. This question is directly generally asked. The question will be given like this, data will be given, and these two lines will be like hidden, and it will say that fill in the blanks to set the x-axis label as overs and y-axis label as runs. Then you have to write like this code. For 2 marks question may be asked. So set the x-axis label, we use the xlabel method, and we will pass the string that you want to set here. And similarly for y-axis label, you want to send the runs, so this way you can set the runs here, and then you will plot method, you will pass the data set 1 and data set 2. Here data set 1 we want to put in x-axis was over, and y-axis we want to put the runs. and this way, and we will write the PLT dot show. It will draw the plot like this. So for first over we have the 13 score, so there will be somewhere there we mark by default will not be shown, keep this in mind. For second over we have the 4 run, so we have the dot like in front of 4 2. In third over we have 16, so in front of 3 we have the 16. In fourth over we have the 5 runs, so we have the mark here somewhere. And in fifth over we have the 7, so here. After that we will the system will automatically connect, and it will show like this. Okay, so this is how you can use this code to draw the line graph. Let me move ahead. Now we will see another example to change the color of the line graph, line chart. So first, for that you need to import the matplotlib as usual. Now we are drawing here the graph of the sin x and cos x. So in NumPy array you have the method np.cos x and np.sin x to get the value for the cos 0 to 10 and cos sin 0 to 10 step is 0.1. So it will generate a data set, continuous data set for sin x and cos x, and then we are using the plot method to draw the we are passing the x as a data set 1, a as a data set 2. In second graph also we are passing x as a data set 1 and b as a data set 2. And here this thing needs to be noticed. We are trying to set the color of the lines we are drawing. By default the line will be red, and if we will not specify any color, then both the lines will be red, and it will be very difficult for distinguishing that which line is for the sin x and which line is for the cos x, or if you don't know, okay, the graph of the sin x and cos x. Otherwise you can predict that this is the graph of sin x cos x. But if you are a new user, if you are not from the mathematical background, and these two graphs are the same color, and you need to identify that which graph is of the sin x and which of the graph is the cos x, then it will be difficult. So for that purpose we are changing the color of both the graphs. So for this plot, cos x, we are changing the color red, and for this plot we are changing the color blue. So this is how you can change the colors. For the color codes you can remember this list. B is for the blue, G for green, R for red, C for cyan, M for magenta, Y for yellow, K for black, and W for white. So these are the color codes. You can remember 2 or 3 so that you can easily set the color code in your examination whenever it is asked. Now we will see, in the previous graphs we were seeing just like a plain line graph. Now we want to show the marker here at the join point. Then you can use this property, marker equals to what will be the marker size. Like if you want to show bigger marker, then you can use the marker size value higher. If you want to show the small marker, then you can use the marker value like below 5. And marker edge color, if you want to show the marker in red color, then you will marker edge color set the red. So marker means marker have different shapes. Like in this graph we are using the marker D. D means the diamond like this structure is shown at this point, at these points like this. It is not visible because its size is very small, but something like this color is, something like this shape is shown here at the join points like this. Okay, for your convenience I am drawing this slide. So for P, pentagon marker, pentagon, you know pentagon. If you want to draw like this as a marker, then you will use the P attribute. If you want to use the star marker, then you use the star. For hexagon, plus marker, cross marker, diamond marker, thin diamond, V line, and horizontal line. If you want to mark, then you can use these different properties for the different purpose. Okay, you need to remember this property, marker equals to D for diamond. Marker size you can specify as per your requirement, marker edge color as per your favorite color. Okay. Now we will see the another chart, that is scatter chart. How can we draw a scatter chart? We will see scatter chart is a graph of plotted points on two axes that show the relationship between the two data sets. We have already seen that how the scatter graph look like. This way it show the trends in data. This is like something like this. This plot scatter graph is used to draw one. This scatter graph can be drawn through using two methods in Python, plot method and scatter method. Plot method basically used to plot line graph, but it has certain properties that can, if we set, we can use the same method plot to draw the scatter chart also, and there is a regular method to draw the scatter chart through the scatter method also. So we will see those two methods, how can we use those two methods to draw the scatter chart in subsequent slides. Okay, we will see here using plot function first, and then we will see using scatter function. So if you want to draw the scatter chart through plot function, then we will use this syntax: plot as usual, then we will have the data set 1, data set 2, then point style you need to pass along with marker size. Along with marker size, if you pass the point style, then it will be easy for you to draw the scatter graph through the plot function. Here we will again write the code: import matplotlib pyplot as plt, then we will write the data set 1, data set 2, and we will pass the data set like this, a comma b. And if we put like this, if we don't specify the line style, then this graph would be the line graph, would be drawn by this plot method, line graph. If you specify the line style along with marker size, then this graph would be converted into the scatter graph. Scatter graph only show the markers. So here we are using the circle, so it will draw the circles as a marker of the scatter graph. Like for 1 we have 2 value, so 1 we have 2, 2 4, so for 2 we have the 4 value, for 3 we have the 6 value, for 3 we have the 6 value, for 4 we have the 8 value, so we have the 8 value, for 5 we have the 10 value, so we have the 10 value. This is how you can map. Okay, so this is how you can draw the scatter graph using plot function. Keep this in mind. Now we will see another example of drawing the scatter graph through the scatter function. So scatter function syntax also looks like very similar to plot. We will use the scatter, then we will pass the data set 1, then we will pass the data set 2, and then we will pass the marker type. Marker type means which type of marker you want to show, plus, minus, dash. We have seen in the previous slide. First import the matplotlib, then we are importing the np numpy, because we are using this np.arrange method to draw this to create this array A. Then we are creating the array from starting from 1 to 20. Step by default step will be 1.25, so it will generate a value like this: 1, then 2.25. I think you should know, after you should know this, what the function return. If you know the numpy array, then it will return 5, then it will return, or sorry, 4.50, because 1.25 will be added each time. Then you will have the 5.75, and so on up to 20. It will return like this. And we are calculating the log of the each value, and we want to plot the log function through scatter method. So this is the log function graph. We are showing it as a scatter graph. We are not drawing the line because we are using the scatter method. The scatter method will not draw a line between the two marker points. Okay, it will simply highlight the markers as per the given style. Like plus we have given here, so plus will be displayed at the adjacent points. Okay, this is how you can draw the scatter graph through the scatter function. we will see now we will see the next type of graph, that is bar graph. Bar graph basically used to show the data category wise. So there are two kinds of the bar graphs available. One is the horizontal bar graph and another one is the vertical bar graph. So this is the example of vertical bar graph, this is the example of horizontal bar graph. So there are two methods available in matplotlib for drawing the bar and horizontal bar graph. We are passing same way the data set, two data sets to draw the bar graph also. So we are passing a comma b here, and means we will have the a on the x-axis and b on the y-axis. Let's see this example. So we need to import first matplotlib.pyplot. Then we are having the overs and runs. In that particular over, we want to show the x label and y label as overs and runs, so we have used the x label and y label functions. And then we want to draw a bar graph. Then what we will use, plt dot or whatever we have write here, pl dot bar. We will pass what we want to show on x-axis over, so we have passed the over variable here like this. And then on y-axis we want to show runs, then we are passing the run variable here into y-axis, and then plt dot show, it will show the category wise data. In first over, how much runs it is scored? 13 runs. In second over, how much it is scored? 4 runs. In third over, how much it is scored? 7 runs. In fourth over, how much it is scored? 16 runs. And fifth over, how much it is scored? Something 4 runs. So this is like we can draw the bar graph vertically, and if you want to draw the same plot horizontally, instead of bar you will write the bar h. If you will write the bar h in place of bar, then it will draw the same graph like this horizontal. Okay, keep this in mind. Now we can see how can we change the width of these graphs. If you want to increase or decrease the width means this way. If you want to change the size, you can use this is known as the width of the graph, this way. Okay, so if you want to change the width of the graph, you can simply pass the width as per your requirement. The example will look like similar, just only we are passing the width equals to 1/2. Whatever width we were having in last slide, the width will be 50% of that slide. So in last slide, let's suppose we have the width like this much. Now we will have the width only that much, like this. So the width will be reduced if you pass the width equals to 1/2, or any value you can pass 0.1, 0.2. If you pass the values near 0, it will be very less width, and if you pass the as far as possible from 0, then the width would be increasing in order. Okay, so keep this in mind, the width attribute to change the width of this bar graph. We will see how can we change the color of the bar graph. We can change the color of bar graph, like first bar we want to draw in red color, second in green color, third in blue color, fourth in black color, and fifth in cyan color. So you can use same code, import, then over variable, run variable, x-axis label you can set through x label method, y label method. Then you are using the same method, bar method, over, run, and color code. If you want to draw the all the bars in same color, then you will write like this, color equals to single color you will pass. Let's suppose you want to draw all these in green color, then you will pass like this. If you want to draw all the bars in the green color, you will like this. If you want to draw the bars in different color, then you will use this, like first bar will be in red color, second bar will be in green color, third bar in black color, fourth bar blue color, fourth bar in K means black color, and fifth bar cyan color. So this is way it is represented this way, you can see. Okay, so this is how you can change the color of the bar graph very easily. Now we will see how can we draw multiple bars in same graph. Multi-bar graph is basically used to display the two data set in the same bar graph. Like we want to display the data of two overs of the two teams. Like in first over, India scored 13, but New Zealand scored 3 runs. In second over, India scored 5 and New Zealand scored 5. In third over, India scored 7, New Zealand scored 4. In fourth over, India scored 16 and New Zealand scored 8. In fifth over, India scored 4 and New Zealand scored 16. So this kind of data, if you want to display more than one data in same graph, then we can use the multi chart. You can draw as much as possible, as you wish, as much as you wish. You can use multiple bar charts in a same graph. You can depict those bar graph in a different color. So x label, y label we are setting as it is in previous example, overs and runs. Then we are using bar. This bar, first bar in blue color, this is, we have specified the color equals to blue. All the bars will be in blue color like this. India, for data India, for Indian data it will be shown in blue color. So over India variable we have passed, color equals to black, and width we have passed 25, 0.25. So it is very thin bar. For drawing the second bar in front of this line, we will ask the over plus 0.25. Means if you don't add the 0.25 in this over variable, then it will simply override these two bars, and one will be over the another, and if this New Zealand bar graph would not be shown, because this graph would have been hidden behind this graph if we don't pass the 0.25. 0.25 adding means we will display this graph after 0.25 bits, because in 0.25 bits we have already drawn Indian graph. In the next 2.5 bits we will drawing the New Zealand graph. So this way the color would be black. Okay, we are passing width again 0.25. So this way you can draw the multiple bar graphs in the same bar, multiple bars in the same bar graph using the bar function, having the property width by adding the width value into this x-axis value. Okay, keep this in mind. We will see how can we add the title of any chart is displayed on the top of the chart. So question will be asked how write the equivalent Python statement to add the title cricket analysis on this bar chart. Then you will write this like this. So this line will add the title. So plt.title method basically used to add the title on any graph. Other data will be similar like this, overruns. X limit is basically used to display the numbers between 0 to 10 only. If you don't use the x limit, then it will display up to the data we have, like up to 6 it will be displaying. So we have set the x limit from 0 to 10, then it will show the data on x-axis from 0 to 10. If you have passed 0 to 100, then it will show the x-axis bar up to 100 number. Okay, so this is basically xlim function. So how can we use add title method, we have seen here. Now we will see what is legend. Legend is basically shown in the multiple bar chart when, or any chart where we want to display some information about the chart. Like in blue color we are having the data of India, and in red color we are having the data of New Zealand. To display, if you don't have these legends, then how could you know that which data is of the New Zealand and which data is of the India? So for that purpose we use the legends in the bar graph to show the user that this particular data that is shown in blue color would be of the Indian team, and the data which is shown in the red color bars would have been for the New Zealand team. Other things will remain same. Import over variable, Indian data, New Zealand data, title we are adding India versus New Zealand. So if we are using the India versus New Zealand title, this is shown here like this. We are using the bar function for drawing multiple charts, so we are using over plus 0.25 here. Color equals to blue, color equals to red. Now width equals 0.25, we need to add. Yes, keep this in mind. If you want to add the legend, then you have to pass the label. This particular label will be displayed in the legend like this. here in India. India would be displayed in the blue color, and if you are passing the legend label for the this particular bar, we are passing the label equal New Zealand, then it will be displayed in the red color here. And we need to set the location of the legend. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here. By default it is upper left. This is upper. From here we will calculate. This is upside and left side. This is upside and right side. If you want to display in this corner, you will use upper right legend. Okay, so keep this in mind. Location of the legend. If we to show the legend, you will use this pl dot legend function, and you need to necessary to pass the labels when you are drawing the bar, and then you will use the list legend function and position of the legend. If you don't pass the location, then it will by default in the left, upper left, x label, y label to set these labels over and runs. Okay, so this is how you can add the legend. Now another important concept, sometimes 1 or 2 mark question is asked, which function is basically used to save the graph on your computer. So this the function that we basically use to save the graph on your computer. You will use the save figure method. Save fig method, and the path and name of the file you will specify like that. If you want to store this particular bar graph into the C drive my data folder and myfig.png file, the name of the file is this. This way, if you pass the path of the file, then it will create a file at that particular location after completion of the execution of this particular program. So save fig method, 1 mark question might be or 2 mark question might be asked, which function is basically used to save the graph through using pyplot on the computer machine. So you can use the save fig method to save the bar graph or any graph on your computer. Other code will remain same, like import over variable, India variable, New Zealand variable, title variable to set the title, drawing the 2 bar graph, setting the labels for legend. We are showing the legend on the upper top, we are setting the x label, y label, and run. If you know that much code, you can easily score 5 to 10 marks in this particular chapter, because the question is very simple. The data will be given and you are supposed to write this particular code, and this particular code will be asked in like this: write a Python code to draw a bar chart and add a title this, and add a legend this, add a x-axis label this, y-axis label this one line will have of 1 mark. So this is how it is very easy to score. You need to remember the name of the functions to just draw these lines. To draw the title, we are using title function. To draw the x label, we are using x label, y label, y label. To save the image as the image, we use the save figure method. This is how you can use these methods to draw the bar graph. That's all for today's session. In the next class we will complete the box plot and histogram and frequency polygon in second part of this pyplot video. If you have any doubt in any slide, you may ask me on this email ID. You need not to note down this slide code in which slide you have doubt, and send it on this particular email ID. If you have any suggestion, you can send also on this email ID. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.